First of all, I want to say Penny Collins is a good friend of mine. We indirectly come from the same family, same group, and I like Penny a lot. I have a ton of respect for him and his team. They did a great job yesterday. It's not easy playing one game, turn around the next day and playing another. They came out and they played with a ton of energy. They had a good game plan, and I tip my hat to them. Penny does an awesome job, and I'm glad he's in the league, but I'd like for him to not be in the league because he does a great job. So I want to make sure to give him tip my hat to him.
Questions? Ryan, talk about the winning shot. What was the play designed to do, and when you put it up, did you think it was one?
Well, Coach did call Zoom 5, but me, I'm just embracing being here, and I just confidently went down and made a play. So, luckily I made the shot. Not luckily, but gratefully I made the shot.
And if he didn't, the fortunate thing at that time, the Zoom 5 was looking to space the floor, and we got the spacing, and then he attacked, which was a great play. And he put it up on the rim with the right time. But we had Josiah and Drew Cisse coming in at the offensive rebound, so the timing was good. We practice that stuff every day, and these guys did a great job of executing. Because I don't have to use a timeout in that situation to where we can run a play and not let the defense get set.
You had that stretch there, you guys had a stretch there where you didn't have a field goal for about 7 minutes, but you were able to keep it close. I mean, how important was that, and then to make that late run?
It was very important. We make sure we stay the line and just stick together. That was our whole thing. Like before the game even started, when we had shoot around, we were just telling each other, like, just stay together. If anything happened, just be together. And that's what we did, and that's what helped us win the game.
What does this win mean for you guys? And I mean, I know you got tomorrow night, but what's this win mean for you guys?
I mean, it's a big win for us for sure, especially for the program. For us players, it's a big win. But we got two more to win. So that's our main focus right now.
I think the importance of the game is to get a game under your belt. In these kind of situations, I've been in them a ton of times, is just getting that first game. And Tennessee State had that where they played the night before. There's something to that, just getting the jitters out. It is a big time. You lose, you go home. And once you get that first one out of the way, I've been a part of them. It seemed like the first ones in some of our big tournament runs at Milwaukee were the first ones was the toughest. And then you just kind of settle in, you get comfortable. And these guys, they stuck together. Josiah and Q, those two guys were huge returners for us, but they never got rattled. When you see those guys talking, it's like brothers talking to each other. Like they're communicating. Do they get upset? Yes, but they're talking, they're communicating. Ryan sometimes gets a little mad.
Yeah, they make sure. But one thing I can say, they do hold me accountable to play my role on this team. So I always appreciate them for that. Drew too, and JJ.
And those two are a big part of what the season what we're having. I'd say that if Q didn't have a great game tonight, those two, by them coming back and their commitment to the program is a foundation, and it's something, it's really important, but it's also, this is why it's important. They've been there before. Those guys have played they played in big games, and it's important to have those kind of guys here because of these type of situations. I mean, we played really poorly. We turned the ball over. We don't make free throws, so everybody in this room knows that. That's no surprise. But for us to be able to play through a lot of our own mistakes is a good sign, and I tip my hat to them because they stuck together. If we'd have been at Western Hall, we might have lost that game. But since we're at Evansville in the OVC tournament, this is where we get good.
What is it about this team that you've been able to have such success away from home?
Yeah, I think it's back to that leadership thing. It's older guys. When you've played as many games as these guys have played, they don't get rattled. There's a routine on the road. We have the exact same routine on the road as at home. It has nothing to do with that. It's just I think they're older, they're more mature. So where some teams may play worse on the road, we play the same. And then when people come into our place, they play better. Like they're ramped up, and we've had some success early on in the conference. And so we went from for the first time I've been around the area for a long time. When Jim Mullen area was there, they had a year or two where they were the hunted, and for a while this year we were the hunted, and we didn't respond to that very well. And then getting back on the road, there's some looseness, there's some relaxation. It's easy to dial into the situation, but I give credit to those guys. Like they've done a great job. The leaders do a great job making sure that we're taking care of business on the road. I don't check on them. I don't make sure they're in their rooms, and we don't have curfews. Because they take care of it. They do it. And we practice at a high school today, and the high school coach here in town was coached for a long time, has been around high school and college basketball. He had a great compliment. He said, I was talking to him for about 15 minutes, And he said, your upperclassmen are just running this right now. I said, yeah, you and I could go grab something to eat and come back, and they would go through everything, because we do the same thing every day. So the preparation's the same. They've done a great job. These younger guys are doing a great job of buying in, and it's a togetherness. It is. I know I was long-winded on that answer. I apologize, but it says a lot about these guys, and I love them to death.
Along that same line, and every coach has their own philosophy on timeouts. We didn't take any.
No.
Because you got a veteran team, or what?
It's a
goes
veteran
into
team.
that?
So we haven't done that all year. And there's two reasons behind that. One, I want my timeouts at the end of the game because I want to be able to dictate the last 2 or 3 minutes. So if we, like on that last play they run, if we didn't run the exact same play and know the play call and everything, because we run the same, we call it Oral Roberts, we would have called a timeout there and got set, whatever their setup was, we'd have called a timeout to match up with it. But once we saw the timeout, we didn't have to use it. Like we called the timeout, the 2 possessions before that was to set up a play, which we scored on. We got JJ a look. I want them late in the game. The other thing is, I don't know if you remember, but like with Phil Jackson, the Bulls, all those teams, older teams, you let them play through the adversity. Like, these guys are older, they can sort it out. I don't need to bail them out. I don't bail them out anywhere else. I don't have to bail them out in the classroom. These guys, we don't have to bail them out off the floor. And so I don't want the momentum we can work through it and we'll sort it out. I did take one early in the first half, which I normally wouldn't, just to so we could run a play coming back the other way and get a score. But that's just a philosophy thing.
I was gonna ask you about that, because you had a lot of turnovers there, and you were missing a lot of shots.
Yeah,
It seemed like you calmed down at that point.
And they will. They can sort through it. And then I want the timeouts later on in the game. I used one early in the first half. I wanted to use another one. I thought about using another one to get Josiah out because he had 2 fouls and we had that long run. Then we had a play stoppage and I was able to get him out. And he did a great job of not picking up a third. So it's just a philosophy thing.
Anybody else, questions? All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank